What is up, guys? It's Got Game. Got my dad here, my uncle.
What's going on?
You see the
What's up?
jersey, so we'll cover that first. Of course, a couple weeks ago, Jalen Brown was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers for Paul George and some draft capital. What we what are you guys' thoughts on it? Well, what are you guys' thoughts on it now?
My initial thoughts, obviously, was I was thinking that the Celtics got fleeced. I still think they kind of got fleeced in the big picture. But I mean, after watching Brad's press conference and just thinking more about it, it's obviously a money dump. You know what I mean? That they felt that they needed to do. I thought that the timing didn't necessarily have to be right now. If they wanted to dump Jalen Brown's contract because he was still under contract, they could have waited. We got something better. But also, I felt like it had to do with some of the chemistry they felt like with Tatum and Brown from last season, based off how Jalen probably wouldn't want to take a step back. Jalen wanted to be the 1A, and which is he deserves. He showed 1A talent last season. So, but we already have a 1A, so that created a problem, and the Celtics already made their choice. They chose Tatum. So that's just how I feel about that. Um, we'll just see how it plays. I mean, in Brad we trust at this point.
So I was initially confused by the crazy reaction to the trade. I mean, obviously, you trade away one of your one of the legends in Boston's history, right? The Celtics fans are going to react a certain way, obviously, right? You love a player, you're going to tend to overreact about that player being traded. I remember when Marcus Smart got traded, right? People were acting crazy. But the rest of the NBA fan base, it was funny to me because these are people who, at least online, I've seen criticize Jalen Brown, but then we're acting like the Celtics just traded away their entire team, right? Let's not forget who Zero is. So the return doesn't look great on paper because people were thinking that they went from potentially getting Giannis to ending up with Paul George and draft capital. But if you were listening to Shams and Wendy throughout, he was looking, Brad was, for draft capital,
Yeah.
right? That's what he was looking for.
Yeah.
The player is just extra. I don't think it was a Jalen Brown for Paul George swap because that's not an equal swap, right?
Yeah.
Paul George at 36 years old is not giving you Jalen Brown production. They want the picks so that down the line, right, they believe that that Clippers pick, the 2028 one, is going to be like a very good pick, right? Or they can flip those picks to try to get what they call more roster flexibility.
And and that's kind of why I called it a money dump too, because one of the reasons they didn't get Giannis is because they refused to sign Giannis to a long term deal, a 3 year, whatever he wanted, an extra like 3 years or whatever he wanted. So it wasn't about people talking about Hugo. Like it wasn't about that.
It wasn't
Brad would have
about
never
it.
let that be the reason
No,
why they don't get Giannis.
no.
They didn't want to. Obviously, they didn't want to pay Giannis that duration. Like they're trying to get from a certain number under. You know what I'm saying? In the next couple years, that's their plan. So again, we'll see what Brad does.
The Celtics won a championship by basically going all the way up over the second apron,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's how they built their team.
Yeah.
They knew that that was only going to be like a 2 to 3 year thing, and that they
Yeah.
were going to have to reset.
Yeah.
That's what the NBA makes you do with this new CBA. You reset. So that's why people are like, oh, it's supposed to be a gap year, stuff like that, because this is the time where you trade off Porzingis, Holiday, like you're resetting that repeater tax penalty to try to then go back in. So this year, I don't think they're going to spend again because if they stay under the tax for this year, then next year they can go back and re-spend like they did a couple years ago where they brought in a Porzingis and a Holiday. Now, do they want to do that again? I don't know, but I just know that the reason they waived Delano Banton is now that puts them under the tax. They're going to stay that way pretty much for the year. If they see that they can get an opportunity to upgrade, maybe Brad does something, but that's what they wanted to do. It sounds terrible to say that Jalen Brown is like a money dump, right? When you put it, you just want to put like one sentence on it. I understand, but you have to remember they didn't really want to give him the supermax to begin with. I think they felt, okay, he's a pillar in the community. He's an all NBA caliber player. Why would we not pay him at this point, right? We're going to be looking for another all NBA caliber player. So they paid him thinking that they might be able to trade him. And they've been trying to trade him. This isn't the first time they tried to trade him. They've been trying to trade him, and nobody was offering them what they wanted. I believe Brad, and I believe, some of the stuff that I've been hearing, that no one else was really offering anything in the realm of picks for Jaylen Brown for this contract, which that's his perception around the league. I don't put stock into a lot of that off-court stuff. He's a fantastic person in the Boston community. I don't put stock into that. And I think that the Celtics teammates talk about him and they love him. I put stock into the fact that they don't believe that he's a supermax player to bring into another team situation where they already have people that they're trying to work around. They want to bring you in as a piece. And if they're going to bring you in as a piece, they're not paying you supermax money to do that because the CBA handicaps a bunch of teams that way. So the initial reaction from a lot of people was like Nico Harrison. I think over time people have realized that trade happened in the middle of the night to a 25-year-old face of the franchise, like a backroom drug deal. Like no one even knew it was happening. It's completely different than what happened here. I'm not going to do that to Brad. I have, as Gene said, I have faith in Brad that his plan is going to put a team around Tatum that's going to compete. Right now, for this year, you may not like the makeup of this team, but on paper, the team they're going to win regular season games. We'll see what happens come playoff time. But, the team is basically the younger players that were on last year's team, a year older. You've added Paul George. You've added Mitchell Robinson. You've added Mike Conley to be like, a ball control guy, right, as a backup point guard. And now Tatum is stepping in where you had Jaylen Brown. And he is much more a floor raiser for the rest of the guys on the team because of his playmaking, right? Where Jaylen Brown is more like, I'm going to take over the heavy load of the scoring. So on paper, this team should be pretty good, but all the other teams in the East also got better, including the Wizards. I'm hyped to see how the Wizards play. I think they're going to be exciting. I don't know how many games they're going to win, but I don't think there's any tanking teams you can look at in the East say this team's going to be trash. Maybe the Nets, but
what do you think about the trade?
Yeah,
I was initially distraught when I heard the news. Over time, I've looked at the trade, and it's definitely not as bad as people are making it seem. I've heard someone say it's the worst trade of all time. That's ridiculous.
I'm not going to go there. Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, obviously, is a great player, but I don't think it's out of the realm to say that we could come out a better team. I don't think we're going to get the 2 seed again because the East is much more competitive than it was last year.
Yeah.
But I think on paper or like on the court, we can be a better team because people don't like to hear this, but Jaylen Brown was a net negative on both sides of the ball last year. And that's not to say he played bad, obviously. He was an MVP candidate, but that's just the truth.
But the MVP candidacy, though, and LeBron James said this, right? I'm not saying that I'm always going to agree with LeBron, but he's very smart basketball IQ person. The MVP is a popularity contest. Jaylen Brown had a very intriguing story last year.
Yes.
No Tatum, a bunch of pieces traded off. He, puts the team on his back, carries the Celtics to the second seed. That whole narrative.
So you're saying he wasn't an MVP candidate last year?
I'm saying that Jaylen Brown played really well. His numbers across the board were career highs for him. But
I think
all the advanced stuff says that he was a net negative on the court. Now, I don't believe that. I'm not going to put all the stock into the advanced analytics. But they do play a part in some of this stuff.
No.
The reason Joe Mazzulla won Coach of the Year is because you look at all that margin stuff. He had those bench people winning games.
Let me tell you something.
Right? I think Jaylen Brown played phenomenal. I would not have had him in the top 4 or 5 MVP candidates last year.
Could you tell me who was the top 5 MVP candidates last year?
Last year was funny. Last year was funny. But I do believe that SGA and Joker definitely were still MVP candidates last year. I think Wemby was an MVP candidate last year.
So you think SGA had a better claim than Jaylen Brown based off SGA supporting cast? Don't get me wrong, they both were missing players. Algier wasn't missing a player like Tatum, but what's his name is a really good player. So they called him a second piece. So he played well, but the pieces in OKC are solid all year round. Jaylen Brown played with guys that played above their means.
They played above their means.
A majority of the season. So you have to give him like a chance of, okay, did he raise them? Yeah. Maybe not. You got to give obviously Mazzulla gets a lot of credit from what he put on the floor. And
it depends who you give the credit to.
But I'm gonna tell you a couple of things real quick that I just feel. Okay. I just feel not only was it a money dump, but the chemistry thing played a lot of part. Like I watched Joe Mazzulla's interview about when he talked about Jaylen Brown, and even Tatum's. They're like they said the right things. But it's all calculated. It's not. There's no emotional attachment to me. They've already come to the real. They've been saying, in their minds, they're good.
Yeah, that's why you trade them in the division. They're good.
They're okay with it. You know what I mean? Like they're okay. Like I've watched Joe. I've watched Tatum. I mean, and I'm not saying that. I mean, obviously they probably weren't the closest of boys, but he still respected them as a teammate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't have any animosity.
They don't have any animosity towards each other.
No.
And they probably would have still played together. Would have been an issue this year if Jaylen was okay with it. But I'm telling you, just based off the energy of the team, how those guys like the Tatums and the Joe Mazzulla's, those guys that I felt like they just seem to me like they've come to peace with it, and it was something that they've thought about maybe even during the season. Like it wasn't something that like is brand new. Like I don't feel like that. I'm not getting that energy from those guys.
I'm glad that I'm not the only person that is reading into what they were saying. I mean, a lot of people are trying to read into what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to what Mazzulla said, he goes, he made me a better coach. Yeah, because Mazzulla, a lot of times, and they said it, would have to coach around what Brown is doing on the court, especially this season. They didn't ask Brown to be Tatum. They didn't ask him to be the playmaker that's spreading the stuff around the court. They put that on Pritchard and Derek White to do, which is why I think Derek White struggled, because he's not a second or third option playmaker type. Like they asked him to do too much this year, right? I think Derek White does bounce back, right? You'll take his first team All-NBA defense. You're not going to ask him to do too much on offense. And I think he was asked to do too much on offense. But Jaylen Brown, I think he was auditioning on the court this year. He put together a fantastic year, but he wanted to prove, and if you listen to his words, I'm a one. And he went out there every game attacking like he was a one. They said, and it may be a rumor, he was going off script at times.
Yeah.
I don't know how often that Mazzulla was like, okay, you're not doing what I want you to do. You got a bucket, but you going 1 against 3 in the paint and hitting a tough midi may not be how he wanted that possession to play out. Jaylen Brown hit it, but he may not wanted the possession to play out that way. So as they're watching, as Brad is watching, as they're making their assessments, they're like, okay, the way we want to play ball, like we love you, but we're good. We're not going to play ball that way anymore, so we're good with this. This could be the end of the relationship.
I'm not huge into conspiracy theories and stuff like that, but I heard something today that was really interesting. It was on the Felger and Mads show.
You can't listen to those dudes. They're just putting out. Yeah.
But I mean, and it's not. And I usually don't listen to them.
Yeah.
I'm not a big like what I'm saying, like subscribe, but it just I was scrolling through YouTube and it came out. I saw something about it was about Jaylen Brown, like something. So I just wanted to listen to it because it was going to be part of the topic. I just want to see different opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about how they felt that Joe Mazzulla and the team almost sabotaged Jaylen Brown in Game 7 by putting that team out
that
there.
Crazy lineup out there.
That crazy lineup out there. Like Tatum's not in the game. Okay, show us. You've been like I guess they said that.
Like they wanted to just end the season and move forward.
End the season because maybe the way things were playing throughout the other games, they felt that Jaylen had cost them a couple of games based off
I heard that too.
Maybe not visibly that we saw, but based off how his play about decisions that he made.
I don't think it was purposeful, but I think Mazzulla absolutely sabotaged putting that lineup out.
Did you see that lineup?
That lineup didn't make any sense. You can't justify the lineup.
You put if Tatum plays Game 7 and Jaylen Brown sits down, you think he plays with that lineup?
No.
No.
Like they're gonna put the best possible lineup they can to win. Derek White probably would start. You put Pritchard out there. You put all the guys that are gonna be high level players in that situation. They started Hugo. They started.
Did Ron Harper start?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might have started.
Did
Yeah. I don't think Vooch played at all. I think he sat the whole game.
No,
Good.
but
Did he?
to be honest, okay.
I'm not a Vooch hater. I know he didn't play well for
Let me
us. But I'm not
be
a Vooch
honest.
hater.
Like just a sidebar because I don't want to get too much off topic. But I remember I said that and Brad I trust because I feel like since Brad's came in as GM, he's made really good decisions.
He's
Good-
made
good-
excellent moves.
moves that's put us in positions. Moves I thought that Danny never did. That Danny was scared to do. Always pulled
The Marcus Smart trade
scared to
got
pull
us
the
a
trigger.
championship.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Brad's not like that. Brad's very practical. He's not gonna do like something like emotional. So I'm not gonna say, you know what I'm saying, but in saying this, I'm basically saying that. Oh, what was I talking? I was talking about Brad. And then,
You were talking about Felger and Maz and how the Missoula maybe
no.
sabotaged
It was
the game
about
7.
Vucevic. So basically, Vucevic was Brad's only mistake
Yes.
since he's been a GM. Because I feel like we keep Anthony Simons, we get more production out of him during this playoff run than we got out of Vooch. I felt like we got nothing out of Vooch.
We didn't.
So
Like, he
the
was a
vision. Let me defend Vooch. I'm not gonna deny it. I do like Simons. I don't like that we had to give up Simons.
Yeah.
I like that. I've always felt that every team needs like a Jamal Crawford. Like you need that player off the bench to give you buckets. Like Peyton Pritchard's fantastic, but they might start him this year.
Yeah.
You
No,
need
he's
someone to
starting
give
this
you need someone to give you buckets off the bench. So I do like Simons because
Starting.
that can help you win games in the playoffs. Look at what Landry Shamet did for the Knicks, hitting buckets like they. Listen, you need people coming off the bench giving you buckets. Here's
It's funny. 'Cause
As
that was
soon
supposed
as
to
the
be
Vooch-
Clarkson.
That was supposed to be Clarkson.
yeah, it was supposed to be Clarkson.
Horrible playoffs.
As soon as the Vooch trade happened, I immediately tweeted out, "This is a Tatum trade." I knew he was coming back because you trade for Vooch because you're looking for like a poor man's Porzingis, like pick and pop at the 3. He never translated into that. Maybe he's done. He never translated into that. I think he went back to Orlando because he's eventually going to retire, right? Because he was supposed to be the poor man's Porzingis, and he plays deeper in the paint. You thought you were getting Porzingis production for less, like a fraction of the cost. He never gave you that. So yes, you're right. You want to call it a Brad mistake? You can call it a Brad mistake. The vision was that's what you thought we were getting.
The vision,
Yes.
the vision was good.
I like
Yeah.
that.
So I call it a mistake because that's the one that in retrospect, that was Vooch did not mesh well with us, bro.
But even if we had Simons, let's say we have Simons and we can beat the Sixers. Do we beat New York?
No,
No, we get swept by New
no,
York.
we get swept. Well, I'm not saying we get swept, but we might take a game. 'Cause-
Listen, if Tatum is playing and he's upright, we're not getting swept.
yeah, we're not getting swept.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking that we would lose to New York,
Yeah, I thought we would have lost to New York too.
and to be honest, like losing to Philly to me wasn't really that bad. I don't really like.
It's better them than New York. I didn't want to lose New York 2 years in a row.
I hated the fact that they came back on us on the 3-1.
That's
thing.
tough.
That's tough, and we put ourselves in that position. But
Game 5 was a series almost.
I mean, we've beaten Philly so many times,
They can't really say anything.
like an L here. Okay, cool, Beans, you got that.
they really can't say anything
You got
to
that.
us.
You got that.
Yeah.
And you guys, you got that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you got that.
And one of the reasons that they did, Paul George balled out against us in that series.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
He balled out against us in that series.
Don't get-
And this is some of the stuff that Brad sees. If you're gonna come over, you be a catch and shoot 3 guy. We don't need you to do too much. We don't need you to be JB. They're not asking him to be JB. They're asking him to be a catch and shoot 3 and D.
yeah, and Paul George has been getting a lot of hate just because he's in the trade with the Jaylen Brown. But
He's
at-
got so many nicknames. That's why people hate on him. But if you're asking me if you're gonna bring in a complimentary piece, his basketball IQ, catch and shoot 3 guy. The Celtics are looking at this. Catch and shoot last year, he was 40%. 40% on catch and shoot threes. Jaylen Brown was under 33%. That's why Draymond Green said, and this is in the midst of a 50-point blowout, so you can take it with a grain of salt. Draymond Green said that we looked at Jaylen Brown's numbers, we sagged off him. He happened to make the threes in that game. Now, the game got away from them. But that's what certain coaches like Steve Kerr and them are seeing. They're like, Jaylen Brown's not a great catch and shoot guy. We know Tatum's going to have the ball in his hands. We're going to leave Jaylen Brown to focus on the other guys. And Jaylen Brown hit a couple threes early in that game, got the crowd going, and then it snowballed on him, and it was a 50-point blowout. I remember watching it that Sunday. But Draymond Green told you the formula. Certain coaches are not looking at you to be a catch and shoot guy. So if you want Tatum with the ball in his hands to spread it around, you need shooters and people who are going to be catch and shoot people. Derek White needs to up his percentage because he wasn't great this year, but Peyton Pritchard's great. Paul George is great, right? And then you have Cade as a roll man.
And even on the other side of the ball, Paul George is a great defender.
He's been sliding his feet. He's been decent as a defender. I can see the vision. A lot of people have been convincing me, right? Like, you first day of the trade, you're like, whoa, what's this? But a lot of people have been convincing me. They put the tape together, you see the vision. Jaylen Brown is a great basketball player if he's going to have the ball in his hands and put his head down and lead. That was not going to happen with Tatum on the roster.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, Paul George is still I'd say, top 80 NBA player right now.
The top 80?
Yes.
I don't know how to rank them, right? I don't know how to rank
doing,
them.
I don't know how to
That's
say
a lot.
that.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people ahead of him. I don't know how to rank them right now.
Top 80 is crazy. I don't even know how you get to that.
How do you get to
I
80?
stopped doing that. I do top 15, then I stop.
I was gonna get you could do 15 to 20 maybe. After the 15 to 20, I don't know how you get to 80.
He said the top 80.
That's
how
tough.
How do you know who's top 40? Like, who's the top 40 playing in the league?
I can't name them at the top of my head, but if you give me time, I can name
The 40th best player.
probably 50 players better than Paul George.
You can name 50 players better than Paul George right now for the production?
50?
Yes.
I don't know. We'll have to go through.
We'll do it. We'll do a little exercise at some point.
Listen,
but
he's good enough to be the starter on a team that went to the second round.
Yes.
I don't know that there's 50 guys that were producing better than him last year.
let me tell you something. During the
Although you can call him PEDP, right? That happened
during the
last year.
playoffs last year, of all the stuff I talk about, pandemic P, and playoff P, and podcast P. I've watched, as a Celtics fan, I've watched a lot of Sixers, playoff games. Okay, and they've gotten a lot of stars that they've gone through since they've got the guys.
They've crumbled against us.
And they always crumbled. Okay, all those guys. Last year, they probably would have crumbled if not Paul George. He's the
Yes.
only one that in every game
Cooked us.
he stayed sturdy. He cooked us in every
He's
game.
the reason they won.
100%. 100%.
I'm not giving it to Embiid.
No.
Paul George is the
Like-
reason.
like-
Look.
bro, listen, I watch those games. I'm telling you. I've been watching them. I watch every year. Most of the years we play Philly in the playoffs. I watch those games. I'm never threatened because I know they're going to crumble at some point. Last year, when they were supposed to crumble, Paul George would hit a shot. He would hit a shot, and then it would motivate Maxey to hit a shot.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? He kept them afloat.
Yes.
Mad times. He would do a defensive play or hit a three when we would hit a three. He would match us.
He'd peel it from JB, or he'd peel it or make Tatum, push the ball, move or lose the ball. He made plays against our two best players, and then on the other side, like I watched a couple plays, and I think Tatum and Jaylen Brown are pretty good on-ball defenders.
Yes.
Threes in their face,
Yes.
like with the hand in their face, calm three. He hit it a few times.
No,
Yeah.
but he's talented.
So
Okay. People forget before the nickname, before he called himself Playoff P. He was a prototype. They
Yeah.
called- he was
Jason
the prototype.
Tatum.
He was the prototype small forward. Okay.
Jason Tatum is compared to Paul George a lot.
Okay.
They call him the LeBron James of Paul George.
Don't get me wrong, and he's
They-
not the
all that.
same PG-13 he was.
No, he's not Indiana.
He is old, okay, but still very productive.
Yes.
On a team where he's catching and shooting, he's not asked to do a lot. He's not going to be asked to do all the running and stuff. The Celtics young guys do that. They do all the cutting and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Ugo, Jordan,
Yeah,
Wall,
those guys are gonna be
Shyman,
running
they'll
around.
do all the running around
Those
for
guys
you.
running around like crazy. You're not going to be doing all that. Tatum's going to be controlling the offense. Pritchard runs around.
and also controls the offense. They're gonna give Pritchard. They're gonna allow Tatum to play some off ball to take some heat off of his legs and let Pritchard do some of that. Because the numbers on Pritchard ISO, especially the numbers on Pritchard with no JB,
No, Pritchard 1-on-1 is cooking you.
he's
I don't care what you
really
say.
good.
Pritchard 1-on-1 is cooking you.
Yeah.
Like, you could knock all the short stuff and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. Once in a while, he'll get under, like, he might get stuck under, like, a tall bunch of trees or whatever. But Pritchard 1-on-1 ISO
Is a bucket.
is a bucket.
I listen.
Like,
The rumor, which is gonna get Celtics people clown, the rumor is
Right.
that they want him to be Brunson, right?
No,
now,
but
of course,
and people got upset at that comment. Like, he's gonna Brunson. Don't get me. And I have a lot of respect for Jalen Brunson.
I do have respect for Brunson.
Okay, Jalen Brunson is a New York legend. Okay.
Yeah.
Even now that I found out he played on a broken hand, the little broken wrist, he have an injury in the wrist that even shows me even more.
Elevates his
You know what
legend.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, even more. I give you that, Jalen Brunson. And Pritchard might not be a Jalen Brunson, as far as that is to me is concerned. But Pritchard is going to be his own type of dog. Peyton Pritchard is going to be a star in this league, bro.
So
I don't think they're asking for Jalen Brunson level production.
correct.
They're asking for him to be a Brunson type of player.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
A menace in the paint.
and he will,
Yes.
A menace.
and he will be.
Yeah.
He's going to be. He's going to be because he's been that.
He's been doing it.
You know what I'm saying?
Just in limited
You-
quantities,
you
but
give,
he's
you,
been doing
you give
it.
him the minutes. If Pritchard knows, okay, I'm starting, and Pritchard's, no matter every year Pritchard comes to me, he's hungrier than the year before.
Yeah, he's better.
You know what I'm saying? Because he thinks he could be better. Like, so he's going to be better.
I'm sure they saw it this year with no Tatum and him having to run the offense with Derek White. They saw it and they said we need to give him more opportunities. So you're now talking about Tatum coming back and needing his opportunities and Pritchard needing more opportunities. Where is the opportunities for Jaylen Brown to run his level of offense in the 36% usage that he had? They don't have it.
Yeah.
And if they're not gonna give you that kind of usage, they can't pay you super max money.
Yeah.
So this is an opportunity for Pritchard. Obviously, I mean, Tatum don't really have nothing to prove to anybody unless to himself that he can come back to his, first team All NBA self when he has a full season. Pritchard, right? Derek White has to prove some people because Celtics fans are all over Derek White about the way he played.
I'm one of those fans. All
Yeah.
over. Derek White had a horrible. Derek White, and again, you made a good point as far as what we asked him to do defensively, and what we
It's a lot.
There's a lot of last year. They expected him to be their second best offensive
The
player.
second best player, period.
Yeah. They expected him to be their second best defensive and offensive player. So it was a lot for him. That wasn't the role he was used to. He played with a lot of offensive guys. Pritchard would catch it he'd catch fire randomly. I said Pritchard, but Derek White would catch fire randomly off of defensive plays and stuff that he does. He's not a guy that's gonna stay hot the whole game.
He's not a
You
shot
couldn't get rid of him.
Yeah, he's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, again, in this year, maybe he won't have to, based off Tatum coming back and those guys getting more opportunities. We'll see how that plays out. You know what I'm saying?
Barring,
I
Trey
think the
Murphy
Celtics still
acquisition.
need another scorer off the bench.
Yeah,
I think they need somebody more solid.
I wanted Simons.
Okay. I wish we had Simons. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, out of spite, he went to Philadelphia. You know
No,
what
I
mean?
think Philly might have offered him good money. I feel like
No, Philly's going for all of it. Like,
Yeah,
at
they're
this
trying to
point,
go for it.
You have to go for it because Embiid's getting max money. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna have to pay Jaylen Brown.
They're
again.
gonna go up against it.
They're gonna have to pay Jaylen.
So let me ask you this question: he's due July 26th, same deadline. I don't think they're gonna give him the extension.
No,
They have to have him play out his remaining years.
and
And I think Jalen wanted that extension, but he's not gonna get it.
no, he's not gonna get it right. He will get it if they if they make it to Philly's never gone to the conference finals with Embiid.
They haven't.
If they make it to the conference finals, he's getting it.
But then again,
If they
you
don't, it'd be
forget
hilarious.
the CBA only allows you to pay 2 supermax
Yeah.
players. So what happens after that?
So you got to make a decision. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna at that point they're shipping Embiid because if I'm Philly in my future,
You're shipping Embiid.
why wouldn't you? Because in your future
You're
mind,
better off.
So who's your future?
in your future
five?
mind, you're looking at Brown and Maxey.
And that's
Edge-
okay.
You kick Edgecombe down the can for a little bit. You have a couple years to figure that out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe he might not be a max guy. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you wait and see how that pans out. But
You're better-
You already thinking Philly's already been thinking about shipping Embiid anyway. There's not a thought that's Embiid. They've been thinking about it.
I'll take him.
Of course. But
I'll take a discount Embiid.
and maybe that's Brad's plan. I'll give him Brown now, so they give me Embiid later. Because I'm telling you right now.
I see. If Brad pulls it off, I see it.
Because let me tell you, and Tatum and Embiid are friends.
They're boys.
Listen,
I
listen,
see it.
Let me tell you something. Because the way I look at it, it's like they're gonna have to pay. They're going to have to pay.
This is the CBA now.
And Maxey, Philly legend. You have to pay him. Max money.
Maxey's gonna get paid.
Max money. Okay. Jaylen Brown. You think Jaylen Brown's staying there without max bread? Forget about it.
You have to give him the extension.
Forget
You want to
about
keep
it.
him.
So, Embiid, who they've been talking about, who has some health issues they've been talking about, takes a step back. Let's say, okay, if Embiid doesn't play a maximum of 66 games this year, he's getting shipped. And if I'm him, I don't even play it. Get shipped. Come in the seas.
So, Embiid. So again, Embiid likes to tweet a lot. I know because I see Embiid's tweets. He hasn't said anything about this trade.
Why would he say anything?
I haven't seen Nick Nurse say anything. I haven't seen people in Philly really say anything. I mean, Maxey's smiling Maxey. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's cool. He's chilling. He knows he's good.
Maxey's amped. And I'm telling you right now, Embiid might not say something right now, but man, they're happy in Philly. Philly right now, the players don't care about numbers. They're not thinking that. Okay, money right now. So
July 26th is when he's due his extension.
Who?
I wouldn't give it to him right now. So that's just gonna go.
When does Maxey do?
I don't know when Maxey's due. Not this year.
Okay, so if you pay Jaylen Brown max money this year,
yes,
you have to pay Maxey right following after.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna come up.
And then Embiid's already on max bread, right?
I think so.
So,
I don't know if they can pull it off unless they trade Embiid. They're gonna be hard cap. They're trying to win in the next 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
Bar none. They have to win right now.
That's what I told you. They all in. That's why they don't care about aprons. They're paying everybody right now because to win, you have to not care about that. You just have to push it in. So they're at that point right now. They want to do whatever. Philly, they're like, oh, Boston's gotten one recently. New York's just got one. It's Philly's turn. That's what they're thinking.
Listen.
Yeah.
If Embiid, I know people talk a lot about Embiid. If he's not healthy for the playoff run, I'm not giving him a championship chance.
Okay.
With just JB and Maxey, no, you're not winning the chip. You need a healthy playoff Embiid. And I know that sounds crazy, but you need a healthy playoff Embiid because you cannot handle him down low, and that opens up everything else. If Embiid's not playing for them, who's playing? Who's playing for them at the 5?
Drummond.
Do they have enough size?
I told Khalil this when the trade first happened.
Drummond.
Okay.
No, Drummond's on New York now.
Oh.
I told he's on New York, which is a good pickup for them. You know what I'm saying? He's not. I see New York fans all amped like they replaced him.
He's not Mitchell Robinson.
He's not Mitchell Robinson. Defensively, Mitchell Robinson's better, and I feel like in the big moments, Mitchell Robinson's better. You know what I'm saying? To me, don't get me wrong. The free throws thing is a big issue. You know what I'm saying?
Drummond's a better shooter, but I mean, what's the difference in shooting really? Like,
I feel like in the big moments, I'd rather Mitchell Robinson. But
and Missoula's gonna move him around. If they start doing the hack a Mitch, he'll take him out. I think Kata's fine to be in there, or Garza. Like, they got people in there that can hit free throws.
But what I told Khalil was that Maxey's not you know what I'm saying, a point guard that's going to spread the floor and create for other people and stuff like that. That's not what he does. You know, okay? That's not his game. He's their point guard, but he's a score first point guard.
He's a score first guard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's his mentality. He's scoring first, get open threes, create the get the screen, get open, shoot a three.
He can play two-man game.
Or you know what I'm saying, play the 2-man game. Okay. Jaylen Brown is gonna want to do the same.
Jaylen Brown is a score first guy.
Yeah. He's gonna want to do
There's
the same.
one ball.
He's gonna want the ball. They got who else did they get? That's on their team.
Dean Wade, the guy from Cavs, but he's a catch and shoot guy. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
And they brought him in to play defense.
Edgecombe, he might not need the ball as much.
They're talking about Edgecombe development. Edgecombe was not great in catch and shoot. They're probably going to work on him in catch and shoot because they're going to need him to. Because again, it's one ball. He can't have the ball and dominate it with Maxey and Brown and Embiid also on the floor.
And Max Embiid, another person,
He's going to want it.
needs the ball. There's one ball.
Sixers fans are convincing themselves online. I watch them. They're already arguing amongst each other. They're like, Embiid doesn't need the ball. Have you seen Maxey off ball? I'm like, listen, I know these guys don't need the ball per se, but how do you expect them to produce without the ball? If Jaylen Brown is dominant, how do you expect them to produce? I don't see a situation, and maybe they won't say it. I don't see a situation where Embiid is satisfied or Maxey is satisfied if Jaylen Brown has the same similar usage he had in Boston last year. It doesn't make sense. He's going to have less opportunities because you're going to need to move it around. Nick Nurse is a great coach. He'll figure it out. But like I said, each one of those guys are going to have less opportunities. They're going to all have to sacrifice in order to make this thing work. And as we saw, I think it's a myth. Jaylen Brown wasn't sacrificing last year. He was trying to prove it on the court. He's going to have to sacrifice in Philly because there's other guys in there. They're not Tatum. They're not going to be like, okay, this is the team, sacrifice for the team. Embiid may say something. He may tweet something. Maxey, I don't know. But they may say something. So just be careful about the Sixers team. I want to see what they actually are on the court. On paper, yeah, say the Sixers, look at their starting five.
JB,
But I need to see what happens.
JB on his podcast said you're gonna get the best version of him this coming year.
He always wants to put the best person. He's a person who has a chip on the shoulder all the time.
He's going to give you his best. JB is going to want to prove something next year.
Always wants to prove
He's not
something.
taking a back seat to no Maxey, no Embiid, no Edgecombe. Okay, he's not going to be the third best player or the third guy when he came from being the second guy.
Exactly. This is what people
And
are
he was
saying.
complaining about being the first guy.
Exactly. This is what people are saying.
Okay.
He wants. He was.
He needs to be the first off.
Yeah.
I don't understand the complaint about being the second guy. The way you've been treated in Boston, you were treated like a 1B. You weren't even treated like a 2.
No, we called you the tandem.
We called you the Jays. You were treated like a 1B, not even a 2. You were treated like a 1B.
It wasn't Tatum and Jaylen Brown. It was the Jays.
So you were so upset about being a 1B because you wanted to be the true number 1. Now you may potentially be a 3.
Yeah, 3.
He's not going to be happy on Philadelphia unless. And Sixers fans, some Sixers fans are like, well, he's going to be our number 1.
Who? Who's gonna be the number 1?
JB.
How?
I'm not a Sixers fan, so I don't have to figure it out.
Okay, you
That's
know
somebody
what?
else's problem
You know
now.
what?
But listen,
That's enough. I don't want to get into too much Sixers fans.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
focus. And we do need to stop talking about the JB stuff. Like
we can
gotta-
move on.
we can
Oh no,
move
this
on.
time there's other off-season stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just focus on some other topics. We'll come back. I'm pretty sure some more JB stuff will come down a lot. We do have other topics to cover, so we don't want to. We've already spent a lot of time on this JB. So let's move on to the next topic.
What about?
Kawhi. Kawhi got traded to the Raptors, which
That's-
now now they're kind of like
It's a problem now because now they're going back to Kawhi's old situation with the Clippers. The Clippers
with the
gate.
investigation, yeah.
So now that trade is on pause.
But if
Okay?
it does happen, the defense there is
elite.
yeah.
I like the Raptors coach. I like the energy that the players play with.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty Barnes doesn't seem like he's gonna have an issue playing with Kawhi.
No.
Doesn't seem
No,
like
he-
he's that guy.
He doesn't need the ball. And I'm
It becomes instantly Kawhi's team.
100%. He won them a chip.
I don't
And
hate them
so-
shipping on Brandon Ingram because he needs the ball. You get
B-
more.
Bi is very disappointing. Like just stature and like what his skill set could be, what his production could be. I'm kind of confused why it didn't
I think
really
he's.
play out.
I don't think he's just.
No, he was terrible in the playoffs.
I think he's just not into the game as everybody else. I think he should be chilling.
I do think he also just
He-
be chill.
yeah.
Yeah, he don't seem like he's.
He's paid, and if I'm him, I'm still gonna get another contract. You know what I'm saying? He's He's
He's
good
good
enough.
enough.
You know what I'm saying?
He's good enough where he'll get.
He'll get like he's
Got,
going.
Okay.
got his first All-Star
He's
last
going
year,
to
too.
get another contract. So
Yeah,
it's like
he's good enough.
he's
where
chilling.
I feel like he
he's-
could be
and
more,
mind
but
you,
he,
he's pretty much in love with Glover. Like, so he's with somebody that's paid. So he's probably like, man, I made it. He probably gets up out of bed, doesn't want to go to the gym like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He's
He
like,
don't put in
bro,
a lot of
come on,
work,
bro, I'm tired, bro.
which
You know what I'm
is
saying?
again kind of disappointing. But okay, but back on the Raptors. If Kawhi's healthy, they're really good.
Yeah.
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 Like because you forget Kawhi last year did play a pretty decent chunk of the season. I think he was eligible. Yeah, didn't he make second team All NBA?
he did.
Yeah. So he
He
played
the-
more than 65 games. He was really good
Really
last
Best
year.
offensive year of his career.
If the Raptors can add him, I can see them. You know, they'll be competitive in the East. The East is tough to shake out right now until we see what people actually look like
Oh,
on
it's not-
paper.
To me, it's not tough to shake out.
You don't think the East is tough to shake out yet? I'm not talking about like where the Knicks stand, because again, the Knicks are still the Knicks where they are. But I'm talking about when you start talking about jumbling 3 through 7, 8. That's not difficult to make out at this point, because you don't know what the Pacers is going to be with Hallie coming back.
I don't think the Pacers are going to be anything. Still think they lack. They got rid of their bigs. I don't like the pieces that they added. Like they're going to be this world beater. No.
I'm not saying world beater, but you think the Pacers are like bottom of the play-in?
Playing. I'm not saying playing, bottom playing, top playing.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know
see
yet.
them as a
I don't know
6 to
yet.
8.
Yeah, between that 6
don't
and
know
8,
yet.
between that 6 to 8 range. I don't see them like
Yeah.
they're not gonna be a top 4 or 5. Like no.
I mean, I don't see him as a top
No,
3 seed,
no,
but I don't
no,
know where they could
no.
land.
No, I'm telling you, they play in or not make the play in. That's where
No,
I see
they'll make the play.
because I don't. You thinking you're thinking Halliburton's gonna come back and be back to Hallie. Like I need to see what he does. He was a lot.
You're right.
He was heavyweight during like most of the times. Every time I seen him, I haven't really seen him on the court like throwing. I haven't seen nothing. When Tatum was coming back, I seen hella videos of Tatum shooting, doing. I haven't
Yeah.
seen Halliburton do nothing but be fat.
If he
Yeah, he put on weight. I
Okay,
haven't seen him do
so
anything. You're
if
right.
he isn't
Let
that,
me
he'll
let me see if he's not him like he used to be, and he wasn't like the.
Well, that's why I say I need to see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If he isn't that, you still have the playmaking upside. You still have Siakam, who probably take a step
Siakam's not a carrier, though.
take the step forward in scoring.
Siakam's not a carrier.
Yeah, you said
You're not carrying him to
you-
the
you said you
the
have
one
Si-
seed or
you
anything
said you
like
have
that.
No, no.
okay. They have Siakam, cool.
I
They're
know.
still a bottom. They're still a playing team.
I have to see. I have to see. But you're right. Until I see what Halliburton looks like, I don't know. But I just know that
Yeah.
the coach is really good, and Halliburton's a really good player. If he, it's a big if he can get back.
And
to
if you're
himself.
saying if you're putting if you're putting stock into the Pacers being up there next year in the East, then you think the East is gonna be trash because I
Not
don't.
up there.
I don't know about up there.
Yeah. So
Could they sneak into the 6?
I don't know. So
I
so
don't know.
give me. So okay. So you're looking at the Knicks,
I'm looking at the Knicks.
The
I'm looking
Cavs.
at the Cavs.
the Heat.
I'm looking at the Heat.
I'm not worried about the Heat.
Worried about them or not, they're going to be better than the.
I think they're
Pacers.
going to be in the playoffs.
You know
They're
what
going to be a
I'm
top 6 seed.
saying? Yeah, they're going to be better than the Pacers.
I think they're going to be. I think the Heat are going to
You
be a
said
top 6
maybe?
seed.
Maybe.
I think the Heat are going to be a top 6 seed. You
Name
think the Heat are back in the play-in
Name
again?
one player that's coming off the bench for that team.
They'll figure it out. Doesn't matter. Dude, the guys we had coming off the bench, did you know them? Did you know
Yes.
Hugo like that? Did you know Shine?
Eric Spoelstra will get someone to be productive off the bench.
Yes, those guys play hard. It's like for Missoula, those whoever Miami has on the court, for some reason they may suck at any other place, but in Miami they play hard.
They're going to play hard. Eric Spoelstra don't play around like that. They're
Yeah.
going to be on the court and play hard.
They play hard. If you want minutes, you're going to be playing hard on the court. So those guys are going to be playing okay.
Not only that, if they play better, they
They
still don't have shooting.
They still have a top 5 player. They're going to be in the top 5 seeds
In
the East.
in the modern NBA, you need shooting.
They will have shooting.
I mean,
From who?
They still
They
have
added-
Hardaway Jr.
they still have
they
Wi-
added Hardaway.
they still have Wiggins. I think Wiggins can get hot sometimes.
He's not a consistent
The
shooter,
blue
though.
moon.
But and again, this free agency really just only started. You
Losing-
never know if they could add another shooter.
Losing
again.
Norman Powell gutted them.
It didn't
Gutted them?
Yes.
You
gutted
giving
them.
too much credit to Norman Powell. He's a good player, but you give him too much credit to him.
No, he brought a lot of scoring to them. A lot of firepower. A lot of games. There was a lot of games last year. Norman Powell saved them.
Well, he's got the ball and he's doing making a lot of
regular
decisions.
season
And-
games.
But what they're saying with what Pat Riley has paid people is they're putting a lot of stock in Giannis producing. They're putting a lot of stock in Andrew Wiggins, right?
Yes.
By paying him.
Yeah.
They like
I like Andrew
Bam.
Wiggins.
Bam broke the Kobe record. They're putting a lot of stock in Bam, right? They listen. They
No, but-
like their core three.
No, but I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be hard to score in the paint against that team.
They're gonna be make it impossible for you to score in the
You
paint.
think about Bam. Bam is a really good defender. I don't care what you say about him with the 83. Really good defender. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be tough to score on
And
the Heat.
we all know Giannis is a good defender.
Wiggins is a good defender.
Wiggins,
They're gonna make it tough.
Wiggins made it hell for Tatum in the finals when we played Golden State. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be tough to score on Miami if they're gonna use turnovers to
Don't-
generate offense, or they're gonna find Hardaway, or they can find one other shooter. Trust me.
They'll
And
get-
Davion Mitchell, he gets hot from time to time
Bro,
too.
They will get the pieces that they need. They will get the pieces they need. I'm okay with Miami. Okay.
I've watched
Okay.
these guys hit shots that I don't expect them to make.
Okay, so let's
People
go.
hit
let's,
shots. That happens.
Let's go back.
But you need consistency.
Okay, so you wanted teams that were better than Indiana. I'm giving them to you. So I said New York,
You said New York, Cleveland.
Cleveland, Detroit,
Miami.
Miami, Boston,
Philadelphia. You didn't even say Philly.
and I didn't even say Philly. That's 6 already.
That's 6 already. That you'll potentially be better.
Yeah, I
than
said they're
Indiana. You're right. So that's potentially playing. Yeah, that's
Okay.
where they're at.
And I'm not.
And
gonna,
we didn't even
I'm-
mention
I'm not-
Orlando,
I'm not
Toronto.
I'm not gonna mention.
Toronto.
East is gonna be tough.
Toronto for sure. Toronto.
East is gonna be tough. Orlando,
So
Toronto.
we're looking at a Pacers team that might not even make the play-in.
They might not. They might not. I'm looking at them. We'll see.
You're bringing them because you look at their roster. Who's their big?
Zubac.
I like Zubac. Okay. Who else is on that team? So Zubac. You wanted to. So the big three of Zubac, Siakam, and Halliburton is who you think is going to be. Come on, bro.
Zubac isn't in your big three for offensive playmaking.
No, Zubac is buckets.
No, so their three is Hallie, Nemhard,
Yes.
and Siakam.
Yes.
Nemhard shows up in the big games.
He
In the regular season, who is he?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what happens in the regular season, but he does show up in the big moments. He feels slighted somehow in the playoffs and then shows up, but in the regular season, I don't know what happens.
So the regular season is what you need to make the play-in or make the playoffs. That team is borderline 9th, 10th seed. Like
Oh, and we forgot the Hornets.
no, but they've lost. They lost. Who they
They lost Melo.
Yeah, but who they gained?
They traded Melo. Was it for? Oh, they got Nas Reed and they got Nas Reed. And I forgot who else they added, but they did. They got Nas Reed.
I like Nas Reed.
Yeah.
And they like Kobe White. I like Kobe White.
Yep. So Kobe White's taking over from Melo to be more of like a game manager.
Yeah.
Not going. Let's talk about someone going off script.
I'm not-
They did not like Melo
Oh,
going
Melo's
off
super
script.
off script.
Yeah, they didn't.
I'm
like
not
that.
worried about the Hornets getting worse without LaMelo.
No.
No, listen. The Hornets won that trade.
Yes.
Yes.
And the Hornets will be better than the Pacers.
Yeah.
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 So
Which is, at the end of the day, it all completely depends on whether or not Hallie comes back 100%.
And even if he did, it's still a tough East.
and
Yes.
we brought up the Magic, right?
We I don't talk about a team. I
I
might
don't
have the
know.
least trusted Orlando out of any
I don't
team.
know.
In the
You
East.
can have the least trust in all of them, but as of right now,
Is Banchero going to put it all together?
I don't know. He's still got time. He's not old. He's still got time.
Yeah. I hope he does.
But I'm just
I like
saying-
Banchero.
I'm just saying, they're one more lost season from trading away their pieces.
The Magic?
Yeah, Orlando.
I wanted to deal with them this year when they was
I think
the Jalen Brown
I think
stuff.
go for the coach.
I wanted to deal with them so bad. I'm like, yo, give us Van Caro.
We could have went. I would have went for Paolo,
Yeah, give us Van Caro. Take Jalen. You have Jalen.
but I don't think they were trying to trade.
Not a possibility.
I don't think they were trying to trade. So Orlando, I don't think was trying to trade pieces off this year. Because if they were, why didn't they already have traded people? They didn't. They didn't trade with anybody.
Yeah.
Did you hear them in any
They're
trade
running it
talks?
back.
I would have been traded. I would have been like, yo, take Jalen Brown. You get a star with Baines, with what's that white boy
Wagner?
Wagner. That's your big three.
You know,
Baines?
do you know why they didn't want JB?
Why?
Because they want Paolo to be their point forward, and JB's coming in. It would have been the same situation like in Boston. They want the ball in Paolo's hands.
Would you trade
Yeah.
JB for Baines?
I'd take Baines. I would take Baines plus.
Not straight up.
Not straight up. Baines plus? Yes.
Yes.
Baines plus. If Brad could have got those picks that he wanted, like 1 or 2 picks that he
From
wanted
Orlando?
plus Baines, he'd do it.
Bain in Boston would be a great fit. You put him in a lot of catching situations, but he doesn't have to be.
He'd be eating good
Yes.
off them Tatum passes. He'd be eating good.
All right, yeah, we still talking about Brown. Okay, so what's the next topic?
No, so we already talked about Giannis,
Mhm.
Talked about Kawhi,
Kawhi. I mean-
Ja.
Well,
Got
Josh
traded to Portland.
I don't know what I'm getting from Ja. I don't know if he was disgruntled and didn't want to play or the team because he fell out of favor. But I don't know if he fell out. I don't know if I'm not gonna judge his game off last season. I don't know what he is.
Well, I mean, he's played like 19 games.
Yeah. So I need to see, is he still Ja?
When you say is he still, we're never seeing 2022 Ja again.
How do you know?
Cause we,
How do you know? He's been hurt. How do you know?
exactly.
Just wait and see. He's on another team now. Maybe he'll be happier. So,
I don't even-
so the Ja thing to me is mysterious. I don't
He's
know.
not your,
I don't know what I'm getting.
Where
not
is
your
he
number
now?
one option.
Where is he now? You got traded from
Portland.
Memphis to.
Portland.
He's in Portland. Oh yeah, I forgot.
They have a whole bunch of guards.
He's not.
They
your,
have a whole bunch of guards, which is why I was
No,
surprised.
but they're shopping Drew.
Okay.
Yeah, but Drew's still on the contract that he was when he signed with Boston.
Yes,
People ain't trying to take that contract on.
That's
Yeah.
why Drew's been difficult to.
Yeah.
But at the start of the season, they're gonna cut one of those guys. And it might be Drew.
If you're Ja, you're not the one option.
Yeah,
It's still Denny.
because Dame's coming back.
On what team?
Dame, yeah, too.
Yeah. It's Dame.
I don't know what Portland is trying to do. I think they're trying to get back favor from their fans after the whole gambling with Chauncey Billups or whatever it is. Because what does Ja bring to the? What do you get again? What are you getting from Ja? What is the plan with Ja on that team?
I don't know.
Dame is a primary ball handler, ball in his hands, like right? Because the whole thing is that he was going to be a 2-man game with Giannis, but Dame's going to have the ball in his hands. What is Ja doing? What is Ja doing?
Doesn't
So
stretch the floor.
I don't know.
Josh-
Is Ja a catch and shoot guy?
He's
Like
not.
what?
His shot's not consistent.
No. So what's he doing? I don't know. So
Like I said, I'm gonna wait to see.
He
That's,
can-
that's a question mark. The Ja thing's a question mark.
absolutely.
The Suns got a lot better.
The Suns?
Yes, they.
Mhm.
I really like the Miles Bridges pickup,
I don't really
It's
like
not
him
flashy.
as a player.
but I think he plays good defense. He'll score for you, and you put him in a group with Booker. Dylan Brooks played great last year.
What are they doing in the Western Conference? Did they get good enough to actually make noise?
Who you talking
Well,
about?
The Suns.
Make
No.
noise?
No.
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 So
No.
it's a decent signing. It's a decent, acquisition, I should say rather.
No.
But you're not doing anything with that roster.
Right
in the
now,
West.
the West, the gauntlet of the West, for the next few years, is going to go through you have to beat the OKC Thunder, or you have to beat the San Antonio Spurs.
Yep.
If you can't beat those two teams, you're
You're
not
done.
going to be able to get to a finals.
No.
Those teams are loaded and ready for years to come.
They have a bunch of young talent
You see?
on
You see?
on affordable contracts.
Yeah.
They're not hit by the CBA yet.
Yeah.
And Presti's been doing it. So
Yeah.
Oklahoma City is running into the CBA stuff, but they started already trading off some of the pieces already.
Mhm.
And they already had the factory. They already filled it back
yeah,
in.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're
So
not worried about
they're not
that.
worried about it. They're good, right? So you have to go through OKC. You have to go through San Antonio. I don't know what Minnesota was thinking. Like I get it, Julius Randle, underachieved. But when you are Minnesota and you were this close to making to the finals, and then basically you're like, let me sell off Nas Reed and all this other stuff, and then you get back LaMelo Ball.
No, giving up Nas Reed was a mistake.
Like, what is Minnesota's long-term plan?
No, so I think they ran into the same situation where they're probably owners just trying to I think they give
They're
him-
trying to appease Ant Edwards because he's saying
Yeah,
that he's
yeah,
upset.
Yeah.
Which is the mistake that Milwaukee made by trading away Drew Holiday to keep Giannis, and it ended up backfiring. So I think, yes, you want to appease your best player, but Ant, like, did you want your team to do this? I don't know if anybody has spoken to Ant yet, but did they want this team to do this? Because Nas Reed is an essential piece,
Yes.
and he's gone now. So what are you doing in the West?
That team's shorter.
You're gonna have some issues now in the Western Conference. You're gonna have issues with OKC. You're gonna have issues with San Antonio. I mean,
Those teams, but again, it does not matter. And I think some of those owners have realized it. It doesn't matter what we do.
No, but you can
until,
get lucky.
until some piece. Exactly, and we haven't gotten lucky. There hasn't been a piece, or as of right now, they're not going to. They left it alone. Because going into next year with that team, Minnesota wasn't going to beat San Antonio. They weren't going to be OKC. In a
But you
seven-game
could have
series.
made fringe moves, not. They made big moves.
They probably
Yeah.
just was. I don't know. I can't. I can't.
You could have ran him back one more year.
Why?
Because wasn't it? It was Nas Reed, someone else. Who else did they trade? Nas Reed, someone else, and picks.
Yeah, it was a big.
Yeah.
They got a lot.
Yeah, for LaMelo.
Yeah, that was a bad pick. That was a bad
It's a bad trade.
trade. Yeah.
If you're Minnesota, how does that make you better and more competitive in the West?
No, they-
LaMelo's not making you more competitive in the West.
Listen, LaMelo's young and likes to have fun. Anthony Edwards is a fun-loving guy. They're just
So
gonna
you,
have-
you did this
they're-
for selling
Yeah,
tickets?
they just want to sell tickets. LaMelo.
They're gonna
and
be
AD.
fun to watch.
Yo, if I'm a fan,
They'll be
if I'm a fan,
fun
I'm,
to
I'm
watch. You have a
tight.
guy that's doing mad passes. You have AD. Like, so they're doing.
tight.
They're like, you know what? We can't win a chip. We're gonna sell tickets.
There'll be a fun second round next
Yeah.
year.
and if something that down the pipeline comes, you get it. I don't blame them for pivoting to that route, because if I'd rather be them than Denver that thinks we still have a chance and pushing and you
Denver
have
is
no-
in purgatory.
and you'll never win. So it's like
What are they
like
doing?
I'd rather
though?
just pivot to something like, okay, you know what? Let's get money. Let's sell tickets. Because people are
Denver-
gonna want to. They're gonna love. There's gonna be a lot of Melo shirts getting sold. A lot of AD shirts getting sold in Minnesota. I'm not worried about that.
I'd rather be Brad Stevens and you're trading away players that the fans like, but you're going for it because you're trying to make the team better, right? Than what the Nuggets are doing, which is we got Joker. We're not really gonna do anything. We'll sign one person here or there. That's gonna be the difference. What's the big thing they did? Trade away
At least
Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson.
At least they got.
Whoa, whoopity doo! You did nothing for Joker. What a waste for this dude's career, bro. Like the Nuggets do nothing.
They got their ring. I think they're
They're
Yeah,
satisfied. I don't think they're satisfied because Joker's not satisfied. Joker probably he doesn't act like he wants accolades, but I'm pretty sure he wants another ring.
He wants another ring to
and,
solidify.
and I'm pretty sure Jamal Crawford, but Jamal Murray wanted another ring. So, but I just don't think that right now the way that they're built. I thought they were gonna make the trade. I thought the Celtics were gonna make a trade
with Denver.
with Denver because I'm like, okay, we're trying to get rid of Jaylen Brown clearly because Celtics we're talking. Once I heard the Celtics were talking, I'm like, okay,
They're moving.
they're
JB.
moving JB
Yeah.
no matter what I feel or what I say, or I mean, not what I say like I had any say, but like no matter what I feel about it, JB's gonna move. Once I heard that they were talking to everybody, once I heard Denver, I'm like, you know what? And Jamal Murray come in. I mean, it's not we do need a point guard per se. This is before we got what's his name, Mike Conley, which I'm not a fan of that signing. I'm not a fan.
I just think that he's just gonna be someone that protects the ball coming off the bench, and he's gonna be a leader in the locker room like they
we don't
miss
need
with
a
Al
leader in
Horford.
the locker room.
Yes, they do. Without JB, you need another voice. You need another voice in the locker room without JB.
I don't
you have no JB. You have no Horford. It's just Tatum's voice.
I don't like. Okay, but to me, how can you be a leader to some guys that you're just coming in?
I think it's just
They-
veteran. Like
yeah,
Drew Holiday
they're
came in and was a leading voice.
they're gonna respect them.
Drew Holiday
Drew
had
on
respect.
a chip. Drew on a chip. I'm gonna respect Drew.
Okay.
What's Mike done?
You're right. You're right. I'm not
He's been a
saying
journeyman his whole career.
No,
You-
not a journey.
what-
they got a lot of
Okay.
young. Listen, they got a
what do you
lot of
consider-
young
what's
guys.
a journey? What do you consider a journeyman?
This is a third team.
That's not
because he went to
journeyman.
because he went to one team twice.
Oh, okay. So, journeyman, listen, argue semantics. What I'm saying is that you have a lot of young guards on the Celtics. You have a lot of young, they're thinking that in that grouping, Mike Conley can help these young guys. Help Ugo, help those guys. That's what that's to bring him in for a voice. Because you think he's getting major minutes to close out a playoff series?
No,
No,
no.
he's not. But he can help Ugo and those guys grow. He can. And you need someone the Celtics are prioritizing ball control and ball security. Mike Conley is one of those guys. You look up his numbers, he does not turn the ball over. So they bring in someone, if you need him in, there were a lot of times where what I appreciate about Drew Holiday is, of course, one of the best perimeter defenders, right, in the league. But there were times where the Celtics would do the typical Celtics thing and try to shoot themselves out of a lead.
And Drew would
And
take
Drew
it, take
Drew
control.
Holiday would take it into the paint
Yeah,
over
yeah.
the smaller guard
Yeah, yeah.
and calm things down.
Yeah.
You need veteran guys to do that. I appreciated Drew Holiday doing that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Enough with these threes. I'm going in the paint, get a quick bucket and
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
You know,
I
you
agree
need
with that.
veteran presence.
Drew did do that a lot.
Yeah. So Mike Conley may do that at times. I think that's what Joe Mazzulla and Brad are gonna appreciate about a veteran guy in the locker room. It's not some splash signing. The splash signing is Mitch Robinson and his rebounding.
Is it?
I think the rebounding for a team that's gonna shoot and his defense, that's what the Celtics prioritize.
Yes.
Rebounding is big. They do prioritize rebounding. Joe Mazzulla says that. Because if you can't close out a defensive possession, how do you get killed? The Spurs, and this happened to the Spurs a lot too. The Knicks
Yeah.
will pass you to death for 23 seconds, miss a shot,
And get the rebound.
get the rebound and kick it out to an open person from
Yeah,
three.
for three,
That's
yeah.
back-breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
So you need a rebound.
Moving on. What are your thoughts on the Lakers offseason?
I'm not entirely impressed, but
I'm not impressed. I mean, to me, the Lakers are still another team in the West purgatory. Like, you did a couple splashes because you thought, I mean, you moved LeBron, okay, whoop-de-doo, like, okay. You gave money to, AK-40, whatever they call him, what do they call him?
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves.
AR.
I hate that. move.
AR-15, whatever they call
Yeah.
him.
I hate that move.
I don't know why you paid him so much bread, but I mean,
No,
but people get overpaid in free agency.
He's making almost max bread, right?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. So it's like I don't think he's proved enough. He had a good season, yes. You know who else had a good season? Jeremy Lin.
No, don't say
No.
that.
You know who else had-
I don't know if he's that.
No.
But I do think that AR is slightly overhyped a little bit. I think he's a good basketball player. But
I think people can have good seasons and fall off the map.
He's had a couple of good seasons.
Has he had a couple of good seasons?
Yeah.
I would
This is
say-
his. This isn't breakout year, but
This
he's-
would have been his breakout
he's
year.
been
The
a-
years before that, he's had a good games where he's like, yeah, he's played good games. I wouldn't call him an overall good season. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, he's a good player. He's confident. You know what I mean? But to me, I'm not paying him like
not at all.
no, I'm not
I
paying
think they
him
should have
like
let him
that.
walk.
I would have let him walk to see how much bread he can get somewhere else. I would have. Because I think the Lakers organization doesn't have an issue getting recruits. Like, they could have got somebody if they had the bread.
I'd rather have
If they had 100 or whatever they paid him, they could have offered to somebody else that would have went over there.
I'd rather have Norman Powell than Reeves.
not me. Some are calling them the Snowflakers because
Because yeah. I'm not. So I don't have an issue with the players. They got good players on the team. You know what I'm saying?
No, they still have Grimes.
I think the Lakers will be fine. They'll do.
I think they overpaid for Walker Kessler. I think he's a good player.
I'm not paying
Walker
Walker Kessler that much money.
I think they overpaid for Walker Kessler.
They overpaid for Reeves. They overpaid for Kessler.
Overpaid for Reeves.
Like
they're making.
You
You,
have-
know what they're doing?
you
They're
have-
making Luca happy.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what the team's
That's
not
what
gonna
they're trying
have?
to do.
Defense.
No.
What?
That team's gonna have zero defense.
That's a problem in the NBA, especially in your Western
Okay.
Conference. You
That
who you
team-
guarding?
They must be good. They must be are about to play the what was his name? The that coach that used to run the Phoenix offense back in the day.
D'Antoni?
D'Antoni. They must
Yeah.
go run the D'Antoni offense. It's
Run
gonna
and gun
be-
D'Antoni offense.
They'll be running gun.
They're selling tickets.
They
Be-
can't do
They're gonna sell tickets.
They can't
because
do
Say that.
that team, I looked at that team. I looked at the roster. I'm like, who's playing defense? Nobody's playing defense.
They're,
mean, Kessler.
they're trying to.
Kessler?
Yeah.
They're trying to
He's gonna
outscore you.
cook. He's going to
Kessler cannot guard 5 people at the same
He's
time.
gonna get
Well,
cooked.
no. He'll guard his man.
AR is not a defender.
No.
No.
Luca's not a defender.
No.
Where's your defense coming from?
Those guys have to start.
You'll get it from Vanderbilt.
Rui's gone.
But you get no offense with Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but Vanderbilt doesn't give
I mean,
you offense.
No, he's
What-
not a good offensive player, bro. He's horrible offensively.
When he's on the floor, you need. That's why you have other offensive guys around him.
You still need.
They were making
on the-
Luca happy.
But
I'm not saying. Obviously, the defense is not going to be good, but they do still have defensive guys.
Yeah, but if you have a limited amount of defensive guys and you just try to like cover them out in defensive plays, those guys are getting hunted out
I think.
from the other teams. You know what I mean?
I
You
think
think
a lot-
Joe Mazzulla's gonna let on a defensive play what's his name?
I think a lot of these teams are seeing OKC, Spurs. This is their conference.
Yeah, this is
Let's just sell
Let's
tickets.
just sell tickets. Let's just chill. I'm telling you, the West is in a weird spot. If I'm anybody in the West, the East right now is the only conference that's fighting for something. There's going to be parity in the East.
Yes.
There's
Okay.
a lot of good teams in the East
In
right
the
now.
West, the parity will come in the Western Conference Finals
For the
when
next-
OKC and the
San
Spurs
Antonio's meet
For
again.
the next at least 3 years,
You know what I'm
it will
saying?
be
When they
OKC
meet again.
with the Spurs in
and
the
again and
finals.
again, because there's I don't see.
This is why I'm kind of disappointed in what Minnesota did because I don't think they got better. I think they got worse.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny? We were mentioning all those teams on the East. We fight. I'm gonna give you another reason why the Pacers are making it.
Dogs.
Washington.
Oh, yes.
Yo.
The
there's-
Wizards could look good.
No,
on
they're going to.
paper.
They can look good on paper. They're going to be a better bro. AJ. No, they're real, bro. Like,
And
like,
we
you
forgot
know
about
what I'm saying?
Atlanta.
Yo, listen.
We
Like,
forgot about Atlanta.
Listen, they have
Atlanta
real,
would be decent,
AJ,
too.
like I don't care what AD and all those guys did before, but AJ's a dog. You know what I'm saying, AJ's a dog. So you're doing good.
Moving on, we
Mhm.
wanted to talk about our predictions for NFL Week 3.
Mhm.
It's been a while since we covered the schedule. Thursday night football. First off, we had the Falcons at the Packers. I have the Packers winning a blowout. I'll say 28-10. I think Jordan Love plays really well, but Josh Jacobs is like the driving force behind the victory. Falcons secondary is really good, so they're going to be focused on Jordan Love beating them, and Josh Jacobs is going to expose that. And of course, the Falcons don't have a quarterback.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. The Atlanta Falcons have some good players at all the key positions.
Yeah, they're a quarterback away.
The quarterback position plagues them. And if you don't have a QB, especially on the road in the NFL, Lambeau's kind of tough to play in. Thursday night game, short week. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take the Packers. Although I think people overhype Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love's good, but the way people are talking about him like MVP, I just think the Green Bay Packers are a better football team.
So Khalil over here is a big Jordan.
He's
Love
a
guy.
big Jordan Love guy.
He
I know.
loves Jordan Love. Okay, so let's keep it what it is. So as far as that game is concerned, it's a short week. It's a Thursday. Atlanta going into Lambeau, that's going to be difficult for them. I don't see that game playing out well for the Falcons. I don't see it being a blowout, though. I think Thursday night games are weird. They're usually tight. I could see a game like 17-10. 17-10. Packers.
Yeah, there's always someone that goes off randomly on a Thursday night too. Like you could see Tucker Kraft going off, right? Or
He's consistent.
he's good. So again, I
I
wouldn't
had
be
him in
surprised if
fantasy
they
last
win by.
year.
I wouldn't be surprised if they won by 10.
Up
or
until
13.
his injury,
Yeah.
he was producing a lot.
He's good. He's good. So yeah, but I just think Atlanta, you know, I don't see that situation changing by week 3 as far as the quarterback play. We'll see if we're proven wrong, but I got Green Bay in that. So moving to Sunday, the 1:00 games, Jets at Lions.
All right, so this is week 3. If the Jets do have a turnaround, it's not going to be at week 3 at the Lions. This is at the Lions in a 1:00 game. I see a smoke show.
But again, aren't the Lions one of those NFL teams in purgatory? Like, what's the Lions?
But the
doing
Lions
right
to
now?
me are the type of team that a game like the Jets on their schedule, they'll drop the ball. So I don't see them winning that game. If I was a betting man, I'd put the Lions winning this game comfortably, 24-10.
Typically, when the Lions see this type of game on the schedule, they obliterate the team. I see the Lions winning this game 42-17.
This isn't Madden, okay?
42-17.
42-17 is a little rough. The Jets' defense is better than you give it credit for, and they're gonna, they'll play
But
with,
the
they'll
Lions'
play a little bit
offense-
inspired. The Lions' offense is great. Don't get me wrong.
The Jets defense.
I just think it's more like I'll give them 3 scores. I'll give them
17 is 3 scores.
Yeah, it is.
42-17. No, sorry. 42-17 is not a 3-score difference, is it?
A 3-score difference. I think it is.
Oh, it might be.
It is.
Close to. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I give them a little bit more than that. Or actually, I don't give the Lions 42 points. I give the Jets defense a little bit more credit than that. So let's
They had
bring
0
it.
picks last year.
So you say 38-17?
Maybe.
If you're saying you don't give them that much of a difference.
I don't know.
Regardless, I think.
But again, you're giving the Lions defense too much credit too.
And at the
Man,
end of
what if it's
It's Geno Smith.
34-20,
I think Geno Smith is a weird player.
The bad player.
34-20?
I think he's the type of player that could come back and have a good season on the Jets.
At this point of his career, is a bad.
34-17 could happen, or 37-17.
He's coming from the worst year of his career on the Raiders, and now you ship him over to the Jets.
The Raiders. Also, the Raiders last year was a dumpster fire, just all around. It was coaching. There was a lot of stuff that played into it. And sometimes when you start,
They're better.
sometimes when you took a dump, you can't take the smell off. And they took a dump right at the start of the season, and they could just never wipe it off. They just kept wiping, and every time they wiped, there was still shit on the paper. So there's nothing.
Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, let's keep it moving to the next
Let's keep it
one.
moving.
What's the next game?
This is a good one. Texans at Colts.
I think this is gonna be a good game. I think the Texans win this one. I think in general, CJ Stroud's gonna have a better year with Tank Dell coming back, and hopefully the line is better. We've been saying that for a while, but I think the Texans win this game. I'll say 24-17.
The Texans have a very good defense. It travels, and I like the Colts, the culture that they have there. They do like Daniel Jones. They like their team. I just think the Texans at this stage are a little bit better of a football team than the Colts. I give them a very slight edge in that game. Win by a field goal, something along the lines of like 27-24 or something like that, or 24-21.
Well, keep in mind, you think the Colts, especially with Daniel Jones, we don't know how he's gonna be, but you think the Colts are gonna be able to score 24 points? On
I
Texans
think
defense?
a 1 o'clock game at home on Sunday in their dome. I think they do have a pretty good offense. It depends. Do you think Daniel Jones is going to be his normal self that he was last year, and Jonathan Taylor is going to be back to what he was last year?
I think Jonathan Taylor can absolutely be to what he was last year if the offense around him is moving. Because if Jonathan Taylor is the only thing you're worried about, he's not he's not gonna produce.
But if Jonathan Taylor is the only thing that you're worried about, that means Daniel Jones is going to have the football in his hands to pass the football.
Yeah.
Last year, when he was asked to do so, he looked okay. Now, I'm not going to go and crown him because I've never been a Daniel Jones fan. But I think that he can probably put up 21 points against Houston at home. You can't do that?
I think
They lost Pittman.
I think
Pittman.
that game's going to be a close game as well. I don't think Daniel Jones is super mobile. As is, I don't think he's going to be.
Well, he
So
was, but the
Nah.
injury's gonna.
Not really to me. Like I never looked at him like a super. I think he stayed a lot in the pocket. He did move when he had to, and I don't think that. I think he's had enough time. Based off what they've been talking about from the Colts, he looks okay. He doesn't look like his old self. So I think that the Colts will be like they were last year. They'll be a pretty tough out, but I think that defense is gonna travel, and I think they're gonna want to come off on the right foot. That Detroit, the Texans team. So I think the Texans will win. I think also by like a field goal. It's gonna be a close game.
Okay, we got next Chargers at Bills. It's probably going to be the Fox game of the week at 1.
This is an interesting game.
It is interesting because
Early in the season, you'll be getting a great Chargers team.
yes,
It's not.
They're
like that-
going for it, though. Not just early in the season. The Chargers are going for it this year.
Going for what?
Going for Super Bowl.
it's a goal for what?
What do you mean going for what? They're going for Super Bowl. They think that they were like
Slightly last-
seconds away from
Yeah.
going to the Super Bowl last year.
Let me tell you something about the Chargers.
Like they
believe
ran
that?
out of time.
Let me tell you something about the.
That's what they feel
Let
like.
me tell you something about the Chargers.
Oh, sorry. I'm not Chargers.
thinking
Sorry.
about- you about
I'm
the
thinking
Rams.
about the Rams.
You
My
think-
bad.
oh,
you
I'm
think
thinking about the Rams.
Yeah, yeah. The Chargers.
Chargers at Bills. This is a different.
Yeah,
That's
Chargers
my
aren't
bad.
going for anything.
So
Yeah.
to me, this is my take on it. I don't know what Bills team I'm going to get yet.
They're better than the Chargers.
Yes, I think
I don't know.
I'll say the Bills win this game. I'll give it.
You don't know as of right now. If we're talking about just right now, before we even see them on the football field, you don't know if Buffalo's better than the Chargers.
Yeah,
I think on
the
pa- I
only reason I say that is to me, like Buffalo's gonna have the same issues that they had last year, to me, with their offense. I don't care about the acquisitions.
I think DJ Moore
No.
is gonna give them at least a possession receiver. I think DJ Moore. It's an upgrade on what they had last year, is
Yeah.
it not?
The receivers are upgraded, but I'm not a DJ Moore guy. He's
I don't consider him to be a number one in my
I'm
opinion.
not sold on DJ Moore. I
He's-
think the offense is still going to be through the tight ends. That's how Buffalo moves the football.
Well, it's James Cook in the tight end.
Yeah.
But yes.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's going to be the same offense. So
But you also have the element of Josh Allen running as part of your offense.
okay, so Buffalo's still gonna be the same Buffalo. They're gonna have the same issues, okay? But to me, one of the things that made them good, that made them tough to beat a lot of times, okay, is some of the stuff that they did on defense and some of the stuff that they would do
They don't lose
interventionally.
that.
No, they lose it because
They don't-
it's the coaching.
their defense is talented as is. You
They're
have
going
guys.
they're going to miss their coach. Is my point.
Okay.
McDermott. No matter how much people did not, if you may not have respected him or thought that he had any part to do with what they were, any of their success,
He's a really good coach, but
I felt like he had a lot of times, a lot of coaches. Sometimes some of the positions that Buffalo would be put in based off Josh doing some weird play on the team. Josh McDermott would stick there under fire and implement something that would put them back in position. They're going to miss that.
McDermott
He's
is
a good. I think I agree with you. He's an underrated coach, and I
Okay.
think that he actually
So
he played New England really tough. Like he was a very good coach.
So to me,
yeah.
the same faults that Buffalo had last year were not addressed to me. They might have felt that they addressed it with the signings, but they didn't. And they're going to be even more highlighted without McDermott. So, and at the start of the season, I see a motivated Chargers team that's going to want to be putting their best foot forward. And
They could catch Buffalo off guard. I can
Okay.
See, I can see the Chargers winning that game.
It's a new stadium. We'll see how they play in
Yeah,
it.
I can
but-
see them catching the Chargers, Buffalo off guard, and beating Buffalo in a close game, 24-21.
I think obviously you have the DJ Moore acquisition. I'm not a big DJ Moore fan. I
Okay.
think he takes a lot of plays off. That's the reason the Bears lost in the playoffs last year. But you also have you also have Joe Brady coming in from offensive coordinator. He's very familiar with Josh, and you're getting a better Chargers team in the beginning of the year, but I still don't respect them. I think Buffalo wins this game. I do think it's going to be a close game. I think Buffalo wins this game 31-27.
It's hard for me to put a score on this one because again, I don't know what element DJ Moore is really going to bring to them. If they're going to try to be more of a ball control offense, or they're bringing them in because they want to, have Josh, throw to receivers finally, right, instead of tight ends. I don't know what they're going to do. I just know that I've never really fully trusted the Chargers. Now it is week 3. They'll still be the Chargers. We'll see if Lad McConkey and team could do. It's gonna be tough going into. It's a new stadium for Buffalo. It's gonna be tough going in there. My gut tells me that Buffalo wins the game. It's a toss up for me, so I'm gonna go with a field goal win for the home team. That's what I'll go with. I don't know exactly what the score is gonna be. The Bills defense. This could be a high scoring game.
I think it will be.
It could be. So, put it at something that could potentially put you in the 30s, right? Like 33-30 or something like that. Okay, next game, Patriots at Jaguars, 1:00 game.
Week 3. It's
Week
gonna be
3.
a tough game for the Patriots.
I'm not concerned about the Jaguars. I think Trevor Lawrence had a great year last year. Does he replicate that? I don't think anybody knows for sure because he's been inconsistent his entire career. His rookie year, not really his fault. The team was a dumpster fire. His sophomore year, he comes in, has a great year. Then a couple years go by, he doesn't have great years. And then Liam Cohen comes in, he has the MVP type of year. But does he replicate that? I don't know. I think May is going to be able to replicate what he did last year, especially with the A.J. Brown acquisition. The line is going to be better. Will Campbell is going to be healthy. The rookie, Lomu, he might get to play time. I think Patriots win this game 28-21.
I think the Jags will be a tough out. I think they'll play well. I think that Liam Cohen is a good coach. I think that Trevor Lawrence, the confidence from last year would translate into this year, will give him a little more consistency. I think the team itself is more confident. I think that team believed in itself last year because of Cohen. I don't think they ever believed in themselves before. So I expect at least a decent outing from them this year. But I still think the Patriots are going to come off. I think the Patriots are going to surprise people this year with a strong start out. I expect the Patriots to win this game by 10. I expect the Patriots to win this game 27-17.
So funny. It's the exact same score I had for the Pats winning the game.
Yeah.
Literally, exact same score.
Yeah.
I have the Patriots winning 27-17.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots defense is going to be legit this year.
Yeah.
And I think offensively they're going to be better too. You just look at the pieces that they've added, right? Obviously A.J. Brown, 27-17 is what I see. The Jaguars defense doesn't scare me. And if you're going to go on
And
the
just
road,
lost Devin Lloyd.
if you're going to go on the road, right, the home team could be fired up off their defense. But the Jaguars' defense doesn't scare me. And so Drake May has played in every single different type of situation. I think the Patriots are looking really good in week 3. I think that people are realizing that they're better than they're giving them credit for. I think 27-17.
But with the Jags, another element that could improve from last year is Brian Thomas Jr. He played horrible last year. I'm hoping it was just the injuries. People talk a lot about his wrist, his hand that was injured. So maybe he's better this year. If he is, then the Jags will be a better team.
Yeah, they can be a better team, but again, I'm taking Gonzo against a lot of teams' number ones.
Yeah.
A lot of teams. The only person I might not take him against is the super elite. Like you talk about like Chase or Jay Jettas or something like that.
Yeah.
I may not take him, but I'm taking Gonzo against a lot of teams' number ones.
He's taking out Chase.
Yeah, he did last year.
He played well against him. You're right. But was that Burrow? I don't think that was Burrow though.
That
wasn't
claimed
Burrow.
That was
He's
Burrow.
claimed
It
That was Joe Cool.
that was Joe Cool.
He's claimed Chase against Burrow. With Mayo. That was the week 1.
Oh yeah.
Oh, last year.
Yeah.
You're right. Last year, week 1, Mayo's opening week win. Okay.
Then obviously he had that incredible performance in the Super Bowl.
He balled out in the Super Bowl. He did. All right, Chiefs at Dolphins. 1 o'clock. Kansas City Chiefs at Miami Dolphins.
It's gonna be the Chiefs. Dolphins still don't have a quarterback.
No, they have a quarterback.
Who?
Maybe Malik Willis.
Okay.
It's just the rest of the entire.
So
roster.
Is he in a competition with Quinn Ewers?
No, Malik
I would hope
Malik
not.
Willis is was paid to be the number 1 guy.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
So-
I'm a Texas Longhorns guy. I like Ewers. I'm not saying he should win the job. I'm just saying, is it a competition or the Willis is given the job?
Okay.
I would hope Willis
Malik
out.
Willis was in a good system
Yeah, he's gonna be the
In Green
scapegoat.
Bay, right?
in Green Bay.
Yeah.
And the expectations when you come off as a backup quarterback are minimal. Okay. None of those coaches that were coming into Green Bay were prepared for Malik Willis led offenses. Okay. He never started a game. He would come in after a Jordan Love injury. Okay. If people are starting to prepare for Malik Willis on a week-to-week basis, and with the pieces that Miami has, that team is going to be another dumpster fire. Okay.
I think Malik Willis is a good quarterback. I think that he's going to be the scapegoat because the Dolphins are about to have a terrible season
Exactly.
because
they're
it's a terrible team around him.
Exactly.
They're not a good team.
Exactly. And
And when I look at the roster, I think I've said this before. I feel like they need to be investigated.
I don't.
But I have the
You
Chiefs.
got
winning.
to look at ownership, right? I mean, I don't know about Ross, but
they probably
Miami has had opportunities here to try to put a team together in the AFC East, right? Tom Brady leaves. There's a vacancy there. Buffalo has steamed ahead and taken it. Now New England has reemerged, went to the Super Bowl. Miami has done nothing.
I
in
think
that
they
time
tried.
frame.
I think around the time of the Tua, the Cheetah, you know what I'm saying? They thought that they had something going. Okay, but then
They just crumbled in the
obviously
playoffs.
it flopped down, and now out of there, they see the pecking order, how things have gone. They're probably not, and they don't have a quarterback. If you don't know that you have the guy, I'm not gonna be dishing out money everywhere.
At this current
You know
point
what I'm
in
saying?
time,
So I don't mind that their approach because they're watching.
They're probably tanking for
Yeah, because at the end of the
for
next year
Manning.
will be good quarterbacks in the draft. They might,
They're tanking for Archie.
and there's already teams planning for Archie right now.
Yeah, they're planning to tank.
They're planning off the bat. If I'm Minnesota,
no, the Dolphins.
I would want to have the worst season I could possibly have.
The Dolphins are going to get the number one pick.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see.
We'll see. I don't know.
We'll
You
see.
think the Dolphins gonna have the worst record in the league?
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We'll
What
see.
team do you see them beating? Because I think they split with the Jets. I don't even think they sweep them.
No, they're not gonna sweep the Jets. They always play. It's division game. They don't play
Division
each other tough.
games. You don't want to lose
If
to
not
division
get
teams.
swept. If not get swept.
So did you just say you don't believe in Gino?
He did.
Yeah, you say you don't believe in Geno, so how do you know?
The Dolphins.
And you
that-
said you like Malik Willis.
the Dolphins roster is one of the worst rosters I've
Okay.
ever seen.
But let's
These are professional football players. Listen, they're gonna play hard.
there's
It's
better-
hard to tank in the NFL. How do you tank? Like you're gonna get, you know what I mean? You're gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
So you got to play football.
But
So-
we're running low on time too. So,
But yeah.
But
So let me move to the next game.
Mhm.
But go, so you
I was gonna
something?
say with the Chiefs game, I picked the Chiefs too. It's gonna be a quick little. Mahomes is back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I don't care what level he's at.
She-
They're just better coach, better team, going into a team that's it's gonna have all sorts of problems.
The
Okay,
Chiefs-
Kansas City's gonna win.
The Chiefs are a smart veteran,
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
They're gonna win it going away.
Yeah.
They're gonna win it going away.
Going away.
It's not. It'll be like 3 scores by
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fourth
yeah,
quarter
yeah.
or something like
24
that.
to 3.
Yeah. It's something like that. Next game.
All right, next game: Bengals at Steelers, divisional game.
Who's the Steelers quarterback?
It's gonna be Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers came back
Okay,
for
so the
another year.
Bengals will win this one. The Bengals will win this one.
Is Burrow healthy? He's still in
Yeah.
week 3.
If both teams are healthy, because at this point I can't go by possible injuries.
Okay, you gotta go by
I'm
who
gonna,
you
I'm
think.
gonna go
yeah.
by who's on the roster right now. So if both teams are healthy, the Bengals are gonna go in there and beat the Steelers. They have a good history against the Steelers. Those teams always play each other tough, but those usually the teams are equally balanced to me. The Bengals are a better team roster right now than the Steelers. They'll beat them.
The Bengals showed me a glimpse of something when Burrow came back. I think the Bengals are a better football team. I never really liked them, but he was a good quarterback. I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers anymore.
No.
And so, that being said, I think the Bengals go in there and do win that game.
Yeah.
It's a divisional game. It'd be hard
Yeah.
fought. But I do see them winning by like 6 or 9, right? Like maybe a few field goals. Maybe the Steelers will hold them in the red zone or
Yeah.
something.
They don't
But-
have Mike Tomlin. They're going with a new coach.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's going to be a
just-
lot of. They're going to have a rough year. The Steelers.
Yeah, I to me, this is like what is it? It's still a good defense. So this is like a 26.
Because to me,
18
you don't get
game or
rid of a
something.
great coach, and all of a sudden, like it doesn't happen a lot where you get a great coach leaves, and all of a sudden the team is super again the next year.
Yeah.
Isn't Mike Tomlin a great coach?
He was decent.
Mike Tomlin was as
He kept them afloat.
even
was
keel as you could
He
be.
was consistent as you could possibly be as a coach.
I think
We've achieved it. Pure mid.
He got.
That's what he.
I
think-
mean,
I think the Bengals are the better team. I think Joe Burrow will be healthy at this. I think he'll be healthy for the better part of the year.
Yeah.
But this
Bengals
is
are
a division game. I think Aaron Rodgers is a good quarterback at this point in his career. I think the Steelers win this one. I'll say 24-21.
Okay.
okay.
The next game is Seahawks at Commanders. 1:00.
Commanders are a dumpster fire. Seahawks are going in there and win that game handily.
Just like they did last year. I'll give the Seahawks 31-10.
The Seahawks are gonna win this game.
Yeah.
I just don't know. The score will be handily.
Yeah, I don't
I
even
just
know.
don't know.
I don't know what score to put on it, but the Seahawks are
like-
gonna win the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Panthers at Browns.
I like the Panthers this year. I think the Browns defense is going to be still good defense, but it's going to be much worse without Myles Garrett. I think the Panthers win this game. I don't think it's a blowout. I think the Panthers win this game 24-14.
I'm going with the Browns. I think if it's Shador playing,
It's not.
Who's
Watson.
playing?
if
Deshaun Watson.
if Deshaun Watson proves himself better than Shador, then it doesn't matter. So if Deshaun or Shador is playing, I feel like
I
feel like the Browns.
But I don't think Watson has to prove himself better.
I think, or whether I don't know. He would have to because they're gonna have to play in preseason. If he looks horrible in preseason, they're not gonna give him. They're not gonna start.
They're not. It's because of the contract.
I get it, but at the end of the day, I think Browns fans would hate it more if he was bad and they still played him. I think he needs to be at least serviceable for them to put him out there.
Browns fans are divided on Shador. Like, some think he's serviceable, some think he's.
I'm not talking about
Something-
Shador, but in reference to the game though itself, I just feel that the Browns will win a home game. They're not gonna win too many games this year, maybe a couple games, and that's gonna be one of them. I think the early part of the game, I think the Panthers will have a good season, but I think that's one of the games that they might misjudge and just drop. I think the Panthers win harder games than in the lesser games they end up losing. So I think in a home game at the Browns, early start of the season, Browns get a dub.
Yeah, this is an interesting game because the Panthers are certainly, to Gene's point, one of those teams where they misjudge like a 1:00 game at Cleveland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, the Panthers should win this game, but then they mistakenly drop it. But then they'll go and beat like the Packers.
The
you know what I
following
mean?
week, they'll
Like,
beat the Rams in Los Angeles. the
you know,
following
some
week.
random game like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I could see the Browns potentially win it. It's week 3. It's early. It's, you know, but the Panthers, to me, I need to see more from you where I can consistently pick you on the road.
I think you will
So
this season.
that being said, if they show it to me, fine. I want to see the first 2 weeks. But if I'm just judging it based off right now, maybe Cleveland wins that game and it's a close game, toss up, you know, win by like a field goal or something.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona Cardinals at San Francisco 49ers. This is first of the 4:00 games. 4 or
Arizona
5.
Cardinals at where?
At San Francisco.
What's a blowout?
So this is
Mm-hmm.
this is an early point in the season. So San Francisco will be, for the most part, healthy.
Yeah.
They normally only start. The players only start dropping like flies near mid-season.
It's not even that. It's Arizona's not gonna be that good.
The Cardinals are not very good.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
And they're gonna be playing a good team at home early enough that I don't see any injuries for Purdy. None of the defense. The defense should be
San
healthy.
Francisco's going to be looking
They should have
good
Fred
at this.
Warner. Like everybody
Yeah.
should be back for San Francisco. They're going to be really tough out.
I think
and
they're gonna miss
especially
Solid.
at the start of the season. So
I think they'll miss Solid.
San Francisco by 20.
yeah, I don't think they need Solemn. I don't think they need him.
I think they win
By
34
3
to 20.
scores.
Mm-hmm.
I think they win by 3 scores.
Mhm.
That's only 2 scores. I think
Yeah.
they win by 3 scores.
Yeah.
I think Arizona puts up points.
What's the next game?
The next game is Minnesota Vikings at Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is a weird game because you know what? One, who's gonna be the quarterback
Kyler.
for? Is it Kyler?
I don't
'Cause
think.
I heard-
I think that a lot of people
Is
are
it-
saying
is it-
they didn't bring him in
No,
to
they-
compete. They brought him in to be
but
the
he's
guy.
competing.
yeah, I don't.
They say he's competing,
He's
but they-
competing, and I've been paying attention to the Minnesota beat and all that stuff. I listen to what they're saying. He's getting outplayed.
By McCarthy.
By
Yes,
McCarthy.
I'm hearing the same things.
So Kyler's bad, is what we're.
But
like so.
Kyler has always been one of those guys where like he's a head scratcher. He's supposed to be better than he is, but it just hasn't.
They paid
So-
him, but they didn't pay him enough that they can't cut him.
So you think they want JJ McCarthy to be the guy?
They do. I think they brought in him as an insurance policy and also to push JJ.
I think no matter what, Kyler does not get cut.
Whether he gets cut or not, okay. You know what? Let's say
Let's stay on topic.
Let's say Kyler
So-
starts. Minnesota still loses the game at Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay had a couple near the end of the season. They struggled defensively. I think it's going to be a main focus for them, especially at the start of the year this
And
year.
offensively.
You know what I'm saying? And I think, yeah, they struggled. They started off strong and then they finished off hot. So I think they'll start off strong. Whether they finish off hot
That's what it's been for the
it's
past
to be
few
seen, but
years.
it's week 3. I think Tampa Bay will win that game.
Yeah, I think they'll win this game too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the offense is going to be firing on all cylinders as it was to start last year. And obviously, you have that Flores defense, so I think it'll be low scoring. It'll be a close game. I have the Bucks winning this 17-10.
I have the Bucks winning the game. I have the Bucks as a slightly better team than Minnesota. I think the Bucks. Yeah, watching them basically derail their season last year was kind of odd because they were in position and then they just basically like lost a ton of games toward the end.
So they always do this, but but the Panthers were unexpectedly good, so it wasn't all the NFC South is bad, but and the Bucks still won the division. When you look back at prior seasons, the Bucks never had a great record. It was always 9-8, 10-7.
No, but Brady bought weren't they like 11-5?
No,
maybe?
I mean like specifically with Baker. Yeah,
Or what? Sorry, 11-6 with Brady or something like that because it was a 17-game season. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll take Tampa Bay slightly. Only a few minutes left. Las Vegas Raiders at New Orleans Saints. Interesting.
I think the Saints win this game. I like Chuck a lot. I think
Tyler Shuck.
I don't think the Saints defense is that good, so they could put up points depending on whether or not Mendoza is good. No, not Mendoza, it's Kirk. Kirk is gonna be the starter, I believe. But I still don't think it matters. I think the Saints win this game. 27-20.
Where is it?
It's in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I'm gonna go with New Orleans to win. I think I do like Tyler Shug. We'll see what happens with his second year. Usually, there's usually a drop off in your second year. We'll see what happens.
I don't think there'll be a drop off just because he played sparingly last year.
I'm taking the Saints. I think they're gonna win that game. I think the Raiders. I don't know. Maybe they'll be clamoring for Mendoza by week 3. I have no idea.
They'll be trying.
They'll be trying to get him in.
Regardless, they'll be trying to figure themselves out.
Exactly. They'll be trying to figure themselves out. So give me the Saints that early in the season. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
International game. Ravens at Cowboys. So it's not at Cowboys. It's actually I forget where they're gonna play, but it's an international game.
That's a good game.
Ravens at Cowboys.
Because both
Ravens versus Cowboys internationally.
Yeah, the fact that it's international makes it a weird game. I'm gonna go with the team that would have the better defense at the time.
The Ravens.
It's going to be. Is it though?
Yes.
And this is a new coach. It's no longer Harbaugh.
That's why the defense is going to be better. I think the Ravens win this game. I think
Because of Lamar, I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
they win it by multiple possessions.
I'm
I'll
not
go
gonna say multiple possessions.
31-20.
The Cowboys are one of the weirdest teams in football.
Yeah, if the Cowboys
have
come
no
offensively and they're
idea.
scoring like that,
And the
if the
Cowboys
come
fans
in and they're
travel.
doing this,
They won't.
The Cowboys
You
fans
don't know
travel
that.
though. The Cowboys fans travel, so it will feel like kind of a home game for them.
I
The
don't
Cowboys
know,
fans will
because-
travel. So I don't know what we're gonna get from Ravens when their new coach, but I do think the Ravens have a better football team and Lamar Jackson better than Dak
Yeah.
Prescott.
Because, like, the thing with the Cowboys offense, they get shut down by good defenses. So
They also have a kind of offense that can put up points against anyone. They have that kind of offense that could. I could see this being, and again, the Ravens don't always win all the games they're supposed to either, right? Let's not say that. So it's a tough game. It's an interesting game to pick, especially since it's international. I don't know. I'm going to say I'm gonna pick the Ravens in a very slight win. I don't think it's gonna be some multiple score thing.
it's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
I feel like those international games are always close.
Yeah, it's tight. I think the Ravens in a tight one. Maybe Dak ends the game with a pick or something like that. You know what I mean? Like something like that. All right. Last 2 games. Sunday Night Football, Rams at Broncos. Sunday night at Mile High.
It's a tough place to play, but the Rams.
the Rams are the best
The
team in
Rams are
league.
the best team as far as gonna be putting everything together. Early in the season, no injuries. I'm saying the Rams are gonna go there and win the game.
Yeah, I think the Rams win this game. I think they win 27-17.
I mean, all Bo Nix does is win, right? That's what I hear.
He has to put up points.
So look,
You can't have a shootout with those guys, with
And-
Stafford and them and those guys. like,
listen. I was being tongue in cheek. I think the Rams win the game.
Yeah.
I think the Broncos are a good team, but their fans can get
And
their
the
fans
door-
can be a little bit.
but
much.
they're the type of team that win like 10-7 games or 10-3, like 4. I don't. They're not gonna-
Right, but the Rams are going in. The Rams are like, we want to win the chip.
The
Yeah,
Rams,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Rams are gonna go in there early in the season. They're gonna be throwing it all over. Say Puka Nakua, those guys.
And the door is still open on an Aaron Donald return.
Yeah.
The Rams are
So this
going.
might not even be the team.
If he
But if he comes back and he's opposite Miles Garrett, bro, you're not doing anything
'Cause you
against the
can't
Rams.
double Donald anymore.
You're not doing anything against the Rams. If he comes back out of retirement, you're not doing anything against the Rams.
You can't
You're
double
not
Donald.
running.
You can't double Gary.
You're not running the football. You might not have time to pass the football. Like you're not doing anything
your
against
best
the Rams.
chance is to double Garrett.
Yeah. You take your chances one-on-one with a guy who's never been able to get blocked one-on-one, which is Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
And hope that he's out of shape.
and hope he's out of shape.
Yeah, hope he's out of
and
shape.
he's not out of shape because he's still working out. But you hope that at least a year,
He barely gets
he's
guarded
not.
doubles.
At least his stamina will be a little off by the week 3.
We're over. They haven't come get
Yeah,
us.
yeah, we
But
got it.
last game, Monday Night Football, Eagles at Bears. Philly at Chicago.
I think the Bears catch them off guard again. They did last year. I think the Bears win this game. I think it's gonna be the best game of the week. I'll say 31-27.
I'm taking the Bears as well. I think the Bears. So who is Jalen Hurts? Because Caleb Williams we're like, who is Caleb Williams? But he's trending up. Who is Jalen Hurts? But I think he's trending. You know what I mean? Yes, he did win a Super Bowl. I don't want to slight him, right? You've got your resume. But what is your offense this year?
I think Hurts is still better than Caleb. I don't think that's a conversation.
I like Caleb Williams a lot. And I
No, I
think he's
think-
only going to get better.
Yeah, I think Hurts is better than Caleb right now. I think Caleb can trend up.
But what has Hurts been? Hurts
I think
has had a lot of criticism.
this
in the
year.
last
This year's
year.
gonna prove a lot. Is
Yeah.
a make or break year for Jalen Hurts.
No, it's
That's
not.
all it is. Yes, it is. If you're an Eagles fan, it should be. He's gonna
You want to see more from him.
because to me it
What
doesn't
is-
it doesn't matter to me what the Eagles do. I'm not an Eagles fan.
What
I was,
is
I-
more?
But
huh?
what? Okay,
So Khalil, I understand.
If
You're
Jalen-
you're a Jalen Hurts fan. I get it. I get it, and you respect him, and you should. But I'm telling you, you thinking that as the Eagles are not thinking about if he has a bad year, post the old AJ Brown stuff, and he has a bad year, and their offense still doesn't move next year. You think they're gonna blame the offensive coordinator again, or they're gonna blame him?
I think that people had the same exact talks prior to the Super Bowl year where they had a bad offensive coordinator.
I thought the
I don't
offense
think this-
looked a lot different though.
Yeah.
The offense looked a lot different though. Not like last year. There were a lot of lackluster performances by that offense.
Last year, you're talking about offensive coordinator. They still had all those players though. Those guys still were not making plays when it mattered to me. To me, the offense still looked bundled up, and to me, okay, you got rid of AJ Brown. Now there's no more AJ talk. AJ asking for the ball. Now you already have your number one, Smitty. Okay. So if he doesn't produce and the offense looks bungled up, I don't care what you think I'm saying. I don't care what you think. He is going to get all of the blame.
They're gonna blame Hurts.
All of the blame. Okay? And when I say all of the blame, they're going to be asking for his head out of there because he's going to be the reason. Because that team is stacked.
Yeah.
It's stacked on offense.
Offense.
It's
defense.
stacked on defense.
Yeah.
So if you're offensively not moving, not doing anything, and you're getting the blame, they're going to be thinking about shipping him out somehow. I don't care what you think.
Smitty's going to produce.
Okay.
I like
so
Smitty.
Lemon,
Okay.
the rookie, is going to produce.
So again,
Okay.
like I said, if
So
they
it's up to
produce,
Hurts.
it's fine. Everything's good.
When?
Nobody's talking about it.
It's up to Hurts.
If they don't produce,
when they produce.
again, if they don't produce,
The offense should be better than
I'm
it
not.
was
You're
last
talking
year.
about when.
Let's see.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not a fan. So they produce, they don't produce. It doesn't bother me. I'm telling you, if they do not, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about why it would be an issue with Jalen Hurts. they are going to get. He is going to get all the blame, and his moving him will not be out of the question. I promise you that.
Like I said,
I don't think-
I don't know who he is yet. I know what I've seen from the Eagles offense, which I did not like last year. Caleb Williams, even though he's still trying to find himself, I can see what he's becoming. I can see what he is, right? Jalen Hurts, how do you define him for the Eagles offense?
He's a system quarterback.
What is their system? Because the system was terrible last year.
Well, it's Tula.
Okay.
When you have to call somebody a system quarterback, the system has to be consistent under the same head coach, or the same coaching for multiple seasons. That's a
He
system
hasn't,
doesn't
yeah.
move. Or a system that even if you move the coach, like this is how this team plays. They don't have a system like that.
Hurts does what he's needed to do. I think that's a better way to put it.
All right.
Because to end this off here, a common criticism with Hurts is that he can't throw the ball downfield. That is false.
Yeah,
That
I don't
is
know that
false.
we've heard that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's saying it's false. I think he's had some
Because
some plays that people look at and be like, oh damn, he underthrew it. He's had some underthrows, but he has an arm.
Yeah, he
He
has
doesn't-
an
You know what I'm
arm.
saying? You don't get to that league and you don't win a Super MVP, all that stuff. He's made some big plays.
he doesn't frequently throw the ball downfield, but when he does, he's of the most efficient in the league. That's where we're gonna end things off. Stay tuned next time.
NFL talk.